The sound of a child's laughter, which suddenly cuts off and is replaced by a single, echoing sob. Then, absolute silence. That sound was the moment the world fell out from under Prince Harry. A sound of pure, unguarded grief that his closest friends say they have never, ever heard from him before. Not at his mother's funeral, not on the battlefields of Afghanistan, but in a quiet room in Montecito after his wife, Meghan, delivered a devastating announcement concerning their two children. This is not a rumor. This is not speculation. Based on multiple accounts from inside their inner circle, we can now reveal the heartbreaking personal tragedy that has brought the Duke of Sussex to his knees and has forced the couple to confront a nightmare no parent should ever face. The walls they built in California, meant to keep the world out, are now holding in a pain so profound it threatens to redefine their entire lives. And it all started with a routine doctor's visit. For years, Montecito has been their sanctuary, their archwell, their fresh start. Behind those gates, they have worked tirelessly to build a normal life for Archie and Lilibet, a life shielded from the very public scrutiny that haunted them in the UK. But fate, it seems, does not respect privacy. Several weeks ago, during what was supposed to be a standard pediatric checkup for one of their children, doctors noticed something concerning. Something that didn't fit. It led to more tests, more specialists, a silent, private hell of waiting and wondering that the couple endured completely away from the public eye. The results finally came in, and it was Meghan, the rock of their family, who had to find the strength to sit Harry down and deliver the news. The news that their child has been diagnosed with a rare, serious, and lifelong medical condition. The sound of a slow, steady hospital heart monitor beeping. Out of respect for the family's privacy and the child's future, we will not be disclosing the specific nature of the condition. What we can reveal, from sources who have spoken with the couple, is the character of the challenge they face. This is not a condition that can be cured with a simple surgery or a course of medication. It is a lifelong journey. It will require constant management, specialized therapies, and a level of daily care that will fundamentally reshape their family's world. It is the kind of diagnosis that turns a parent's world upside down in an instant. For Meghan, a fiercely protective mother, the focus immediately shifted to action, to research, to finding the best doctors in the world, to becoming an expert on this condition overnight. She has become the general in this new, unasked-for war. But for Harry, the news struck a different, and far more devastating, chord. It tapped directly into the deepest, most unhealed wound of his life. His own childhood trauma, the feeling of powerlessness, the terror of a threat you cannot fight with money or status, the brutal reminder that despite all his privilege, he cannot protect his own child from pain. This is where the foundation cracked. The sound of a man taking a shaky, ragged breath. The source, who was present in the home shortly after the revelation, described a scene they will never forget. Harry, they said, completely broke down. This was not a single tear rolling down a stoic cheek. This was a raw, guttural, and overwhelming wave of grief. He reportedly cried for the pain his child would have to endure. He cried out of anger at the unfairness of it all. But most hauntingly, he cried for his mother. He was heard saying, "I just wish my mum was here." In his darkest moment as a father, the little boy who lost his mother was screaming out from within the man. All the therapy, all the work he has done on his mental health, all the walls he built, it all crumbled in the face of this primal fear. The invincible soldier, the rebellious prince, was gone. In his place was just a father, terrified for his child, and longing for the comfort only a parent can provide. And through it all, Meghan was his anchor. She held him. She let him fall apart, understanding that he needed to release this torrent of emotion before he could stand beside her as the warrior parent their child now needs them both to be. The sound of gentle rain falling, a symbol of cleansing and sorrow. In the days and weeks that have followed, a new, somber reality has set in at the Sussex household. First, the shutdown. All non-essential work has been put on an indefinite hold. The bustling Archwell offices have gone quiet. Netflix projects are paused. The frantic, fame-building hustle of Hollywood has been replaced by the quiet, focused hustle of doctors' appointments and medical research. Their empire is on hold for their family. Second, the fortress. Their desire for privacy is no longer a preference. It is a medical necessity. They are shielding their child from any external stress, creating a bubble of pure, focused love and care. The normal life they wanted is now a protected life they need. And third, the family divide. This tragedy has created a painful, complicated rift with the royal family. Sources say Harry, in his grief, reached out to his father, King Charles. The king was reportedly sympathetic but distant, his hands tied by the Constitution and the relentless public spotlight on the monarchy. There was no royal cavalry coming to the rescue, no palace statement of support. For Harry, this felt like the ultimate abandonment in his hour of greatest need. The cycle of isolation he described in Spare has repeated itself, but this time, the stakes are his own child's well-being. The institution he left cannot help him, and the new world he built is suddenly fragile. The sound of the child's laughter from the beginning of the video returns, but this time it's softer, more precious. But from this devastation, a new strength is being forged. Harry's tears were not a sign of weakness, but the necessary breaking of a dam. He is grieved. Now he is fighting. Friends say he has now channeled all of his pain into being the advocate his child needs. He is on the phone with specialists in Europe, researching cutting-edge therapies, using his global platform and resources in a way he never has before, not for fame or fortune, but for a cure, for a better life for his son or daughter. The tragic announcement about their children has shattered the fairy tale. There will be no storybook ending, but in its place is something more real, more powerful, and more human, a parent's love. Prince Harry broke down in tears, but he is now rising from his knees, armed with a new purpose. The world sees a prince and a duchess, but in their quiet Montecito home, they are just mom and dad, preparing for the battle of their lives. And in that, they are no different from millions of other parents around the world. In reporting this story, our only aim is to foster understanding and compassion. We encourage you to share words of support in the comments, not speculation. If this story has moved you, we have linked to several wonderful children's health organizations in the description below. Consider donating in the name of all children facing medical challenges. Thank you for watching with an open heart.